everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm a few minutes early, so I'm just going to sit for a moment. When you come on, if you can pop in a little comment, say hello, let me know that you're here. Again, I'm a few minutes early, so if you're popping in for yoga, just go ahead and grab your mat, get yourself set up, grab a cup of tea or water, whatever it is that you're going to grab, and we'll get started in a couple minutes here. Hello everybody. So I'm still a couple minutes early, I believe. So just getting yourself settled, and I'm just going to take a few moments to connect with my breath. If you're here early with me as well, feel free to do that as well. Okay, so welcome everybody. Hello, it's Monday night. Hi Roseanne. Hi, how are you? So I think I'm still a couple minutes early, but we're gonna get started. So you could start on a comfortable seat. If you're more comfortable, you could lie down or just find whatever is most comfortable for you. Today I just wanted to do a little check-in, see how everybody's feeling. I think from every day, as each day goes by, even within the same day, I have a whole range of different feelings come up. So, I'm sure that a lot of us are feeling the same. So, just checking in with how you're feeling here tonight, and what it is that you need from tonight's practice. So that you can just really honor where you're at right now, wherever it is that you're at. So just taking a moment here to get settled on your back or on your seat. We're going to take a few clearing breaths here. So in through your nose and out through your mouth. Taking some time to connect in with your breath. If you'd like to bring your hands over your heart, you can, or you can place them on your lap. But just check in with how it is that you're feeling here tonight, or in this moment. And what is it that you need to support yourself right now? you're breathing up into your heart space, feeling your heart open a little bit as you breathe in, and then exhale to soften into that space gently. Whenever you're ready, bringing your palms together at the center of your heart. And just take a moment to honor where you're at right now in this moment, thanking yourself for being here. I'm going to open the practice with an Om. You're more than welcome to listen, or you can join in with me as well. We'll start with a clearing breath. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, and then inhale for Om. Release your hands down, and if your eyes are closed, just gently start to open up your eyes. We're actually going to start reclined, so if you are on your seat, go ahead and come onto your back here tonight and lie down. And you could either bring one knee or both knees up in towards your chest, and you can maybe make a little movement from side to side here, or some circles, or whatever makes sense for you to just get a little bit of opening into your lower back and a little bit of feeling into your lower back as you gently move. So you can feel your lower back against the floor here. If you'd like to, you could also make some circles with your ankles, a few times in one direction, a few times in the opposite direction. We'll just take a couple more breaths here. And then when you're ready, bringing both feet down to the ground. If it feels okay to extend both legs forward, go ahead and do that. And give yourself a full body stretch. Maybe reach your arms overhead and stretch out from your fingers to your toes. Oh, I'm really tired today. So I just thought I'd throw that out there. Tired is one of my feelings today. Bring one knee into your chest and just gently move that knee from side to side a few times. We're just going to get a little bit of mobility in our joints here to begin with. And you can bring that leg down and come to the other side. A little bit of movement here, side to side. And then when you're ready, bringing your both feet to the ground, walk your feet a little wider to the sides. If you have a mat, just bring them as wide as your mat. And just let your knees fall from one side up to the center and then to the other side. And you could move quickly, or you can move more slowly, and just find a pace or a rhythm that works for you here. Good, and then when you're ready, coming back to the center, we're going to take figure 4. So placing your left foot on top of your right leg, and you can pause here, just gently move maybe your left leg away from you. You could also bring your foot up onto a prop, or you could bring your right knee into your chest and interlace your hands behind your knee. And come back to your breath here. Relax your shoulders down towards the floor. Give yourself a couple deep breaths. Couple more breaths here. And when you're ready, we're going to release that out and find a release for yourself here. So if you're just joining us, welcome. I'm Shannon. Tonight's yoga practice will be a nice and gentle yoga practice. And I will be back in here tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock. I believe 9, yeah. Where we'll move a little bit more. So figure 4 on the other side when you're ready. Coming back to your breath. Your right foot could be moving away from you with your left foot on the ground. You could bring your knee up towards your chest, or you could place your foot on a block or a prop. Connecting back to your breath. And just keep checking in with how you're feeling here. Try to release any energy that feels heavy. Drawing in something that feels a little bit lighter, perhaps. And just as you're ready, we're going to release that side. Again, find a release. You may want to windshield wiper, or release your knees from side to side. You could extend your legs forward, whatever feels good for you here. Give yourself a couple clearing breaths if you need, in through your nose, out through your mouth. And then bring your left knee in towards your chest. We moved side to side last time. If you'd like, you can grab behind your knee and extend your foot towards the ceiling. You can grab a hold of your ankle or your foot for half happy baby. A little bit of a hip opener here, and if you'd like, you can create a little bit of movement. You can just draw your knee gently down alongside you, and then connect back into your breath here. Full breaths. Relax your shoulders away from your ears. Couple more breaths. If you need to release sooner, please release and let go. Anything that doesn't feel good for you, just skip altogether. If you need to modify something, if you need to find something else, please listen to your body. So we don't want to move into anything that feels like pain, okay? So this time, right knee comes in. You can grab behind your knee. You can grab a hold of your ankle or your foot. So half happy baby here. And again, this may or may not work for you, and if it doesn't, just let it go. Maybe windshield wiper your knees, or find something else that feels okay right now. Couple more breaths. And just as you're ready, beginning to release that out. And find a release, and maybe again, windshield wipering your legs, extending your legs forward, shake it out a little bit here. So, I'm just going to move my blocks forward a bit. So we're going to create a little bit of a crescent shape. So you can move both your upper body and your legs over towards the left side of your mat. And so you create a C shape. Try to keep your hips on the ground and your shoulders. And if it's comfortable, you can take your arms overhead, or even grab your right wrist here with your left hand, as long as your arm and shoulder doesn't lift away from the floor here. And some of you might even be able to cross your right ankle over top of your left. For me, that creates a little bit of too much tension today, so I'm going to just keep my feet parted. If you're not feeling a stretch through your right side, you might just need to wiggle and create a little bit more of that crescent shape. Take some more deep breaths here into your right side, and each time you exhale, just allow yourself to let go a bit more and soften towards the floor. So let the weight of your body settle towards the floor here. Couple more breaths. Just as you're ready, we're going to release that side. Come back through the center. If you'd like to take a stretch in the center, you can. We will make our way over to the right, making that crescent shape here. Both your upper body and legs towards the right. Feel that stretch through your left side here. You can grab your left wrist if your shoulder doesn't lift away from the floor. If not, your arms can be parted or even out to a T. So please try not to create tension through your shoulders. You can also cross your left ankle over your right if that is accessible for you, and if not, just bringing your feet so that they're slightly parted or close to one another. breathing here, breathe deeply into your left side. Each time you exhale, just letting go a little bit more. Each time you inhale, allow a little bit of space to come in. When you're ready, let's come back to the center. So as you come back to the center this time, you may want to extend your arms overhead and stretch from your fingers to your toes. You can bring your knees into your chest again and rock a little bit here. Make a little bit of movement with circles. So you just get a little bit of movement on your lower back again. Now, as you're ready, bringing your feet down to the ground, feet to come back underneath your knees. You can walk your feet back towards your sit bones a little bit if you like. We're going to move up into bridge pose. So pressing down into your feet, pressing down into your elbows, into your hands perhaps, and lift your hips away from the floor. And you can stay here, or you may want to interlace your hands underneath you if it's available, or you can just walk your hands in a little bit here. And then connecting into your breath. And when you're ready, we're going to release, come back down. Again, either knees to chest or windshield wipering your knees, just letting that go a little bit. Now, you can either roll to one side, rock up, or rock up to your seat. And so we're going to make our way up, all the way up to our seats here. So hello, welcome everybody. If you've just joined, doing a nice gentle yoga practice here tonight. My cat still might make a cameo. He's hanging out right here. You just can't see him. All right, right, Bo? He's staring at me now. He's giving me the look. All right, so let's come to tabletop and begin to arch and round through your spine. So lift through your sit bones, lift your heart as you breathe in. Exhale, round your spine, chin towards your chest. And press into your hands. And keep moving with your own breath at your own pace here. Just checking in, how are you feeling? See if you can just allow your body to release any tension. See if you can allow some space to come in as you breathe in. We're going to move back into child's pose just as you're ready. And finding a child's pose that works for you here, maybe with your hands underneath your head, or a block, or your head on the floor. Taking some full breaths into your lower back here. When you're ready, coming back up to tabletop. Now, I just want to remind you that you can come to child's pose anytime, or you can skip any posture, or any movement that doesn't feel good for you. Please really honor your body, especially in these times. Every day, every moment is going to feel different. So just trusting where you're at and taking moments to pause and rest. We really need to find those moments to pause and to rest, and we're kind of in that right now. So It's a really good time to do some good work on ourselves. So I'm going to extend my right leg back. Now you can hang out here. You can extend your left arm forward and have an extension out from your back foot through your fingertips. Tonight, if you'd like to reach back with your left hand and grab the top of your right foot and open it up a little bit, maybe twist open towards the left, you could also do that. But just remember to, you could also have both hands planted, just working with your leg, your toes down or your leg up. So please listen to where your body needs to go tonight. Just when you're ready, we're going to release, come back to tabletop, take a couple breaths here. And as you come back to the center, extend your left leg back, core's drawing in, maybe your right arm extends, maybe both hands stay planted, or maybe you're going to reach back, grab the top of your foot with your right hand. That's your left foot with your right hand, connecting to your breath here. And wherever it is that you are, coming back to tabletop, we're going to make our way back into child's pose here. And this time we're going to take a little bit of a twist over towards the right side. So both arms towards the right, feeling the stretch through your left side. Keep your left hip anchored. You can even bring your right hand alongside you if that's comfortable. Try to relax through your shoulders. Breathe into your heart space. And as you're ready, we're going to come up and over to the other side. Right arm comes across. Your left hand can stay forward or reach alongside your body here. When you're ready, coming back to the center, coming back up to tabletop. Take a moment here, couple deep breaths. Now, take your left arm out to the left. We're going to weave it underneath our right arm here and come down onto your left side. If this creates any tension for your shoulder, just please come back to tabletop or child's pose. Here you can extend your right arm forward for a bit more support. A couple more breaths here. And as you're ready, we're going to press down and rise and come up. Just going to turn around here, have a bit more space. Take your right arm out to the right and weave it underneath your left arm. And coming down on your side, extending your left arm forward, connecting to your breath here. When you're ready, let's rise. Let's come back up. And we're going to come around onto our seats. Actually, let's not come onto our seat quite yet. Not quite yet. So, want to work into just a couple lunges today. We're going to take it very gently. We're going to hold one of the lunges for a period of time for hip opener. So, I'm going to turn to face you here. And you bring your right foot forward. We're going to take a little bit of a twist. So I'm going to start with a block here tonight under my left hand. Right hand to my right upper leg, and just having your knee over your ankle here, turning gently towards the right. Wow, as I did that, I just looked outside and the moon is in the sky. It's still blue sky and it's just huge. So I think the full moon is tomorrow. But wow, it's really, really big in the sky already and it's still light out. It's amazing. Good, and as you're ready, we're going to come down now, straighten out your front leg, and let's use these blocks. If you have blocks, you can use them. If not, that's okay. And begin to lift the bottom of your foot. I'm just going to turn back forward here. Wow, I'm just so glad I got to see the moon like that. A couple more breaths. It's funny how I always think of the full moon as a time of feeling so much, and I guess, you know, already feeling so much. It feels very intensified today, and just a range of all sorts of feelings all over the place for me today. So I'm sure everybody's feeling lots. I know I'm not the only one. So we're going to come back into a lunge here. Front knees over your ankle. Front foot comes wider. So we're going to come into lizard pose. So both hands come on the inside of your front foot. And maybe I'll switch to come forward here again. So here it looks something like this. So you can have your hands on the floor or blocks. Some of you might be able to come down to forearms. So we're going to hang out here for a bit. You can just let your head rest in whatever position feels comfortable here. Now, I did mention we're going to hold this posture a little longer. So I do encourage you, though, if you need to come out sooner, come on out. You can make your way into child's pose, or just come to tabletop, or whatever it is that you need. But don't suffer in the pose. But allow your breath to clear out some heaviness as we're here. Coming back to your breath. Say, let's spend 2 or 3 more breaths here if you've got it in you. If you need to come out sooner, please. If you're already out, that's okay too. And just as you're ready, making your way out, giving yourself a little bit of a release here. I often like to make some movement here with my hips after that, but if you want to move into down dog, if there's something else you'd like to do, go ahead and do that, or even child's pose. So just maybe take 4 or 5 breaths to find somewhere in the center. Now we're going to take those 3 poses on the other side. We're going to start with our left foot forward, right hand on the floor or on a block, and we're going to take a gentle twist open towards your left leg. So front knees over your ankle, just allowing your hips to maybe settle in a bit, connecting to your breath here. And when you're ready, we're going to come back to the center, straighten out your front leg, bring your front foot a little bit more down the center, Your back knee can move back. If you have yoga blocks, you can bring your hands to the blocks. If not, hands towards the floor, and lift the bottom of your foot, flexing your toes back, and then connecting into your breath here. And just remember to use your exhale to let go of any heaviness, any tension, anything you want to let go of. Allow your inhale to draw in something that feels a little bit lighter, a bit more spacious. Just a few more breaths here. Try to relax into your shoulders. Okay, so we're going to come back into the lunge. Walk your left foot a little wider, front knees over your ankle again. We're going to settle into lizard pose. So I'm just going to turn this way so you can see again. Here, front knees over your ankle, hands are on the inside of your front foot. You can come to blocks, you can have your hands on the ground. And remember, we're going to hold this just a little bit longer. So if you need to come out sooner, please come on out. You can make your way into child's pose or anything else that feels like it's a bit more resting. And sometimes I make a little bit of movement, just subtle movement here. Sometimes I'm just in stillness. But the best thing to do here perhaps is just come back to your breath, breathing up into your heart space, letting your exhale soften, let go, release. Let your inhale be something to fill that space with something a little lighter, a little bit more joyful maybe, a little bit more happiness drawn in. Staying with your breath. I'm just going to spend a few more breaths here. If you need to come out sooner, please make your way out. And as you come out again, finding a release for you here. That might mean some hip circles. It could mean child's pose. Whatever or wherever it is that you're going to be. Let's spend about 5 more breaths here. Okay, all right, we're going to make our way into a standing forward fold from here. So you could go through downward dog, where you could walk your hands back towards your knees, roll up onto your feet, bring your feet as wide as it's comfortable for you. So it could be as wide as your mat, maybe a bit narrower or wider. You could have your hands just above your knees with your knees slightly bent here. You could grab opposite elbows, you could let your arms hang. Take a couple deep breaths. Clear it out. Maybe rock from one foot to the other. Sway a little bit here if you like. With your knees slightly bent, press through your legs and slowly rise, breathing in all the way up to the top to stand. When you come up to standing, you can roll your shoulders back a couple times, and we'll step up into mountain pose. So just finding yourself standing right maybe at the front of your mat. And take an inhale, reach your arms up overhead. And then exhale, let's forward fold and come all the way back down. And this time, hands to your shins. Let's lengthen forward, top of your head reaches forward, and lift up about halfway. And then exhale, fold back in. We're going to do that a couple more times here. Inhale, lift up halfway, lengthening, and then exhale, fold back in. One more time, inhale. And then exhale. And then let's ragdoll back up to stand, nice and slow. Good. And then let's step our left foot back and take a long stride. We're going to come into warrior two. So back toes are pointing to the side, front toes are pointing forward. Bend into your front knees, so your front knee's over your ankle here. Hands can be on your hips. You can extend your arms out. And we're just connecting into our breath. You can pause here, you can look forward. Breathing up into your heart space. And then let's straighten out our front leg and reach forward for triangle pose, bringing your front hand down to your shin or to your ankle. And just finding, you can be up a little higher here. You don't want to jam up into your lower back, so finding somewhere that feels good and spacious, good for your lower back. You can have your hand extending up, or you can bring your hand to your hip. Let's take a couple more breaths here. And let's come up all the way up to stand. And let's turn our feet towards the side. Good. Taking your left foot now out towards the other small edge of your mat, and warrior two. Back leg's really anchored. Feel the rooting of your legs here. Just think of like the roots of a tree anchoring down. The rest of your body is lifting up. Find a little bit of spaciousness here. Maybe soften into your shoulders a little bit. And then when you're ready, straightening out your front leg, taking a breath in, we're going to reach forward, triangle pose. Front hand can come down to your shin or to your ankle. Back hand can extend up, or you can bring it to your hip. Either way, we're connecting into our breath, and keep the sturdiness and rooting of your legs here. A couple more breaths. You can look up, you can look down, you can look to the side. Find somewhere comfortable for your neck. And when you're ready, we're going to rise. Both feet turn towards the long edge of your mat, hands to your hips. Now we're going to take a wide-legged forward fold. As we come down, you can have your hands interlaced behind you and clasp your knuckles and lift your knuckles up towards the ceiling, or you can have your hands down towards the floor. Now, in either one of these, you can adjust your stride a little bit, okay? So you can bring your feet a little narrower, your feet a little wider. You can fold in, let the top of your head release, and connect into your breath. So lots of space for the back of your legs. So we really want to maybe root back through your sit bones. I like to move from one side to the other a little bit lately. I feel like it really gets into stretching out through my ankles, my feet. So you can explore some movement here, or you can just pause here in the stillness. Couple more breaths here. Now, if your hands are interlaced behind you, place your hands out in front of you. Lift up about halfway. You can walk your feet in if you're quite wide. And then maybe hands to your upper legs or hands to your hips. Rise, come all the way up. And then let's bring our feet in and let's shake it out a little bit. Okay. And we're going to come into squat pose here. So feet a little wider, toes turned out. I'm going to give a couple options. You could come into a half squat. So you could have your elbows above your knees, squatting part way. If you have a yoga block or prop, this comes in handy as a little seat. So you could come down and sit down on the block and just adjust. If you can come all the way down into full squat, go ahead and do that. And just make some little adjustments as you need. We're going to pause here, connect into your breath. If you need to come out sooner, just as a reminder, just coming out whenever you need. You could also be sitting on the ground doing this as well, coming into this posture. Close your eyes if your eyes are open, or soften your gaze for these last couple breaths, to really focusing your breath into your heart space. Long exhale. As you're ready, we're going to make our way back down onto our seats and shake that out a little bit, either with your feet forward or a little windshield wipering of your knees from side to side, letting that go here. All right. We're going to take, just like our standing wide-legged forward fold, we're going to come into a straddle, so wide leg forward fold on our seat. If you have a block or a rolled up blanket, you could also sit up on a block to give yourself a little bit of height here, and then you want to wiggle forward if you can. Just take a moment here before we fold, fingertips beside you to lengthen up, and feel the rooting of your sit bones. Feel the backs of your legs connected to the ground. As you lengthen up, breathing into your heart space, just checking in here with how you're feeling. And each exhale you can release and let go of anything that feels heavy, any tension, anything you want to let go of. And breathing in, you can find a little bit of space, a little bit of something that feels lighter perhaps. Now you can stay upright, or you can root into your fingertips and begin to lean forward. If you're leaning in a lot, you can bring your hands forward and soften in a little bit here. And we are going to pause here for maybe 8 to 10 breaths, so you can just slowly find a little bit of a pulsation with your breath. There's a little lift on the inhale, there's a softening in on your exhale. Each time you exhale, see if you can let go of something that's just really holding on, so something you can just go like, relax into a bit more. Maybe even just draw your chin towards your chest. Let the weight of your head soften a bit. Last couple breaths here. Just taking your time, coming back to the center. You can give your legs a little help back to the center. Extend your legs forward, maybe windshield wiper your knees, and shake it out a little bit. So we are going to take a couple more forward folds here. Both legs extended forward here. Same type of forward fold as we just did, just a different form with our legs. It may feel slightly different. So you could lean forward here. You could prop yourself upright. If you can lean forward, this time you can maybe grab a hold of your shins. You can grab your ankles. Some of you might even be able to grab these sides of your feet. But you want to lengthen up a little bit here, bend your elbows and draw in, maybe draw your forehead down, shoulders come back, and then again breathe into your heart space and find that little bit of a wave, that pulsation with your breath. Little gentle movement, softening you in. Couple more breaths here. And coming all the way back up through the center. Again, you can shake it out a little bit here if you like. One more forward fold on either side, extending one leg forward. So if your leg's quite wide, you're going to have a bit more of a twist. You can have your leg more towards the space in front of you for a little bit more in the center. And if you want a bit more of a twist, you'll take your leg wider so that you'll turn your upper body towards your extended leg. And again, you can either prop yourself up or you're going to fold in, maybe grab a hold of your shin again and draw forward and down. The more you're twisting, you may feel a bit more lengthening out through your lower back. So if it's too much, you can always bring your leg back towards the center here as well. We'll just spend a few more breaths here. As you're ready, coming back to the center, let's switch legs. Finding a little length here first, and then folding forward. Connecting into your breath. Allowing your breath just to soften you in, just a little bit. Or maybe a lot. Center. Let's extend our legs forward, shake it out. If you're on a block, go ahead and take the block or the blanket out from underneath you. We're going to come onto our back. If anyone wants to take boat pose with me before coming onto your back, you're more than welcome, or you can come right back onto your back. So boat pose, shoulders back, spine long. You're going to lift your legs up and try to maintain the length through your spine. You can hold the back of your knees here. You can extend your arms forward, or you can even plant your hands behind you for a little bit more support. Connecting to your breath here again. And when you're ready, we're going to make our way onto our back. If you're not there already, we'll come back to our backs. And you could bring your knees up into your chest here as well. Rock a little bit for a moment, side to side. And from here, we're going to take bound angle posture. So the bottoms of your feet come together to touch. Your knees draw wide to each side. And if this creates too much tension in your lower back, you can come on out. You could also place some support, a block or a rolled up blanket to your outer hip, outer leg to help support that, especially if you feel that you're really tight here. Now your hands can rest on your belly or beside you or wherever feels comfortable. And if you want, you can close your eyes. And just notice your breath again and come back to noticing how you feel in this moment. Does it feel different perhaps than the last time we checked in or from the moment we came onto our mats earlier? Just as you're ready, bring your knees back towards one another. Bring your feet back to the ground. You can hug your knees both into your chest a little bit here if you like, to lengthen out through your lower back for a moment. And then we'll start with our right foot on the ground and extend our left leg up towards the ceiling. Now, you could place your hands behind your leg if you like here. You can make some circles with your ankles, get a little bit of movement with your ankles, pointing and flexing or circling. And then you want to maybe draw your heel up towards the ceiling and then draw your hands into the back of your leg as you press your leg into your hands. Relax into your shoulders again. And we're just really trying to find some length up through the back of that extended leg. more breaths. And just as you're ready, bend that knee. You could release that out. Maybe give it a bit of a shake if you like. Release your foot from side to side. And then we're going to switch up sides. And this side might feel different than the other. Again, you could start maybe circling your ankles a few times or pointing, flexing. But then getting into the back of your leg a little bit more by gently drawing your hands towards the back of your leg. The back of your leg draws back towards your hands, and then pressing up through your heel. Relax into your shoulders, breathe into your belly, breathe into your heart space here. And each time you exhale, let anything release out into the floor, through the back of your body. Allow yourself to settle. When you're ready, let's release that side. Shake that out a little bit here. All right. Okay, so we're going to take a twist. You could have both feet wide and draw your knees to one side and just settle here. So I took both of my knees over towards the left side. I'm going to take my left foot on top of my right leg on the outside, and I'm just going to look down and make sure that my hip and my knee are in line here. If this creates any pressure or too much pressure in your hip, your lower back, your knee, just come out all together. Keep your feet parted, or you can have your knees stacked one on top of the other. Your arms can come out wide if that feels comfortable. Connecting into your breath here. Couple deep breaths into your lower belly, your lower back. And as you're ready, slowly release your foot, bring both knees back to the center, and you can bring both knees over to the other side, to the right side. Look down, bring your left knee in line with your hip. Your right foot can come on top of your left leg, your upper leg. And again, if not, if that creates too much pressure, release that so that your feet are wide, or stack your knees. And take your arms wide if you like, and we'll come back to our breath here. You can even start to close your eyes if that feels comfortable for you, or soften your gaze just a little bit. When you're ready, let's come back to the center, release that foot, bring yourself back, maybe bring your knees back up into your chest and rock a little bit. If you like, find a little bit more lengthening. We did half happy baby earlier, or you could come into full happy baby, grabbing either both ankles or behind both knees, or grabbing the outside edges of both feet, and draw your knees alongside you. Take a couple deep breaths into your belly here. Relax your shoulders back down towards the floor. Good. When you're ready, we're going to release. Come all the way back out. Extend your legs forward. Give yourself a full body stretch here. Reach your arms back behind you, or arms overhead. Okay, so it is time for Shavasana. I'm just gonna take that light off. If you have a blanket, my cat is sleeping on like 4 folded up blankets, so he's like the princess and the pea. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I'm not taking one of those blankets, or I'm gonna disturb his nice quiet sleep there. But if you have a blanket handy, grab a blanket or put on a sweater Get yourself comfortable for Shavasana. And I always like to offer that if lying flat on your back doesn't feel comfortable for you, you could lie on your side, you could lie in the front of your body with one knee up to the side, or you could come up to your seat or in child's pose. We'll be here for about 5 minutes. And if you can stay for this part of the practice, I really encourage you to stay here. Allow yourself to just be here and absorb all the movement we just did. Before we settle in, you can give yourself a couple clearing breaths, letting your energy settle towards the floor a little bit here. And then give yourself permission to surrender and let go. Starting to deepen your breath. Make some gentle movements. Your ankles and wrists, or rock your head from side to side. If you like, you could get yourself a full body stretch or bring your knees into your chest. And just make your way over onto one side for a moment before coming up to your seat. Just taking your time. Just taking your time as you're ready. Coming up to a tall seat. Bring your hands over your heart, or you could bring your palms together at the center of your heart. Or any other gesture of closing for yourself. Just check in again here for a moment. Just noticing that, like I said at the beginning, we can all feel a range of different things even throughout the same day. Just checking in. Knowing that you have your breath to come back to at any time to help release any energy, release any heaviness, release any tension, any anxiety that you might come up. And your inhale can create a space, an opportunity to breathe a bit more deeply and just feel into your body. I'm going to finish today's practice with, again, a call of Om. So you're more than welcome to join in, or you can also enjoy and listen. So starting with a clearing breath again. Deep breath in. Exhale. And then inhale for Om. I want to thank you all for being here, whether it's tonight or some other time in the future. Thank you so much. I hope you have a wonderful evening or the rest of your day, and I'll be back at 9 o'clock tomorrow for another practice. I look forward to seeing you all. Thank you so much. Namaste. Thanks, everyone. Hope you can get some rest and some peace, and we'll talk soon. Send me a little message. Love to hear from you. Okay, bye.